Hi guys, this is Abdurrahman Gilal, and in this video I will be explaining a class named string. In the previous video I explained you something about primitive data types. We learned that the primitive data types are the data types which are given to us from the developers of the programming language, for instance, the Java. So these are the fundamental variables or sorry, data types that are actually making foundation for all different types of data, data types. So we understood that Java has four major categories of data types. One is integer, and in integer we had small we have byte, short, integer, and long, and then we have float, and then we have boolean and character. So, so the character is a special primitive data type which stores only one character. But we know that when we encounter the daily world, day-to-day activities or things, we do not actually use only character, but we use characters or series of characters. So those series of characters are named as a string. So a string is basically handled by a string class in Java. So that's the main reason I wanted to explain you that how a string class is being used effectively. And we've already seen that how to store values into the string class. But what other things string class can do, we'll learn in this short video. So basically, the objective remains same, that strings of character perform simple string processing, and that in order to use that we have to use a class called string. So one thing one should be remember that even if we have a 1 or 2 or 99 or 100 or any value that is coming into the string variable will remain string. So it means that if we wanted to try to perform any computation, it's not going to happen. For example, that if I declared a variable as such as a string, s should be capital, we should remember that, a string x, and then I put double quotation in 22, and then I wanted to, how to say, add like x plus 2, so it will not be considered as 24. It has to be concatenated. For instance, if I have system out printing, so it will print us 20 20 20, also 22 or 2. So because it considered 22 is a string, and then this is concatenation, and 2 is just print 2. So that's how we should remember that anything that comes under the string remains a string. So we cannot perform computation unless we do some typecasting. So that's what we have to understand. But like if we have a string like this, they enter a whole number from 1 to 99. So this complete series of its characters is considered to be a string. So each of them is having its own, recognition in the space of the memory. So what I'm saying is that, for example, the space is also having some address. That's what we call index. So even space or zero, everything will have some kind of number, index number in the memory. So we will see, like, for example, that let's say, give me a second, yeah. Let's say if we go like this, that we have hello, or excuse me. So let's say if we have hello or hello world, so what happens is that so it basically creates the, how to say, string as a variable, and it stores everything. So what's happening here is that we are creating a string as a greeting, and then we are assigning some values to it. This is one way, and the second way is this, that we are creating a string and then we are directly assigning value, which is called initialization. Or we can call the class call a string, and then we create a variable name called greeting. So here that is not a normal variable, but it's called object variable. So we will learn about objects later, not now. And then the new, and then we string, and then we put the value. So it's all of these three ways by which you can use or declare or initialize the string variables. And then in order to print, we can use system.out.println, and then we can just simply print. This is very simple one. So only a thing that I wanted to tell you, that in case, and we have already learned about this concatenation operator. So concatenation operator is plus. which is basically going to tell you that these two different messages will be added. So it's exactly the same thing I told you. If we have 22 here and then we have 2 here, so it will be concatenated, same thing. So that's how we basically learn and understand the simple functionality of a string. So like here, the same thing that we discussed. So the author is also saying you the same. So let's say solution as the solution, and the answer is for plus 42. So basically it's gonna show you 42. The answer is 42 because it's not gonna change anything. So because we know that 42 is a string right now, right? Okay, so let's go further and see. Okay, so there is a method called dot length, like whatever you have, for example, a string, or here, let's say you have hello, and then whenever you wanted to see that how many characters are there, so you should write length. It will tell you that how many characters are there. For example, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will return you 5. We will do the practice on compiler, and we will see how it works. So that's pretty straightforward. So sometimes we can, manipulate because that return is numeric. So we can manipulate. The important thing is this that I wanted to discuss with you. For example, that you input something like this, Java is fun. So how it happens inside the memory, that every single character will be assigned a different index. So these number of index, more than one index is called indices. So for example, from J will be, for example, this will start from 0. So this should be remember, and anyhow remember that in Java programming language or in C or C++, array indexes always start from 0. So that's one of the things. So even if space is also having some indexes, and dot is having some indexes, this has to be remember. So that's just a point. For example, if you have any variable of a string, this has to be X, and then you wrote like 1, 2, 3. Though it is a string, but it's also indexes start from 0, 1, and 2. So whatever number are there, characters, one should be less. That's how it will be happening. So I think it is easy to understand. So there are so many other things that we can do with a string. I will be quickly just discussing for them, and then I'll show you like how they come in on console. That makes more clear understanding. So for example, character, right? Because we know that one whole string has a number of different characters. So this character 8 basically helps us to know what character is available. For example, if your input is Java, and then you say whatever value variable you have created. For example, here in this example you have created s, and then you have given Java to it. So now you have to write s dot. So you have to use membership operator s dot, and then you write this method. That's a predefined method. That predefined method will let you help you to see the indexes. So it says you say 2. So you remember 0 is J, 1 is A, and 2 is V, and then A is 3. So that's why like at 2 you will get the character V, sorry. So the compare to will let you know if the two of characters are similar or not. So it returns you like like you see here, returns negative if the string is first 0 if two strings are equal. So basically you get if the two strings are similar, you get different response, and if not, then you get different numbers. You can do the concatenation either with this way or dot cons, concate, or with plus operator. It's the same thing. So equals, same thing, that it returns you if two strings are the same. And then this one, index of, for example, you don't know what is the index of VA, or you have any specific name like Abdul Rahman, and then you wanted to search Abdul has any, so it tells you the starting index of this. So we start from 2, so it tells you at 2. So yep. So these are some sorry about that. Yeah, these are certain methods available. So let's see what other methods are available in string library. You can, sorry, string class, you can go and see and you can try to explore further, but there are very effective ones. For example, you have one method called length we discussed. You wanted to lower the cases, all the cases will be lower. You wanted to upper, so all the cases will be upper. So replace will just replace the string. For example, you wanted to replace A with O, so it will do the JOO. So whatever A's are there will be replaced. And then substring is very important one. For example, you have to see like substring 2. So and then it returns you VA from the particular place that you wanted to search. Like, so you have at index 2 you have V, so VA will be returned to S2. So that's how it works. And then substring, you may give the indexes like 1 to 3. So it basically goes from 1 until 3. So also like it takes you to the number of indices between the input and characters. And then if you have trim, so it will help you to you know trim it, but leading and trailing white space is removed. So any spaces that you have like here, it will be removed. So all the spaces will be removed, only Java will be left. That's how it works. So let's see like how it works in the console. Let me quickly open up the console, and we can then see like how we can basically do more with string class. So two ways. The first way that we have already understand, let's say I'm going to make X and then I'm saying Java. This is possible as I discussed with you. And then give me a second, just let, because I wanted to make sure that I do everything that we discuss. Okay, so yeah. So this is one way, and the second way is that we create another one like Y, and then we just, you know, okay, so we do not assign any value, and then we say Y is Java with capital. So it's also perfectly fine. And then I told you the last one that is exactly the same. And as we remember last time, we tried to use this scanner. So because the scanner is a class, so we can use this. So we can use a string and then we can pass like this. So all in small. So that's it. So if you try to print out all of them, the X equals to, and then you say Java, sorry, no, like this, and then you try to print Y, and then you try to print this one should be Z basically, Y, and then Z. So if you see Y here and if you see Z here, hopefully everything will be fine. Let's run it. There you go. So everything is exactly the same way as we've done it. So all these three ways you can do the initialization or declaration of your string variable. But that's not enough. So let's start manipulating. So I'm not gonna use any of them. I'm just gonna use the first one. So two of them are I'm gonna make the comments. So you can do like if you're using Mac, so you use a command and you press the forward slash and everything will be commented automatically. So if you wanted to know how, if you're using for comment command and IntelliJ, okay, so in IntelliJ, sorry, uh, using Mac is command plus forward slash. So this is what you have to do in order to quickly comment your code. That's why it's become red because we have already commented, so compiler will not see that. So let's say now we're gonna say like let's see the length of X. So let's see how many characters are there. So I say like X dot. As soon as I put dot, so you have see there we saw a few, but here we have so many. So let's say start from length, right? So if you can spell length, so you're gonna get it. So let's first run it and see like if it works fine. So you're gonna see like perfectly fine. Java has 4 letters, right? So we learned furthermore about this by saying it that we can use it like character 8, excuse me. character 8. Which index I'm going to say, like, okay, Java has V, so let's say what is that character at 4? So I'm sure it's going to return us Java. Oh, sorry, J. Sorry, V, sorry, because 2 is like, you see, like 0, 1, and 2. Um, my bad. So character 8 index 2 equals to V. That's perfectly fine. And now you can play around. You can say like upper case of x, and then you can do x dot to upper or to lower. So you wanted to say uppercase, it's up to you. Or you wanted to say lowercase. So you just go here, do the same thing, dot lowercase, and then you can run it and see like how it works. You see absolutely fine. Java, everything is now upper and then everything is now lower. So now if you wanted to do more, let me see the methods and quickly do them one by one. So yes, we're gonna see like let's say equals to method. So x dot, and then what we have to do is to make sure that when we try to pass anything, there has to be, let's say, now at the moment you have already done two lower, which means the final shape of our x is now lower. Let's see then if it gets, so it's true because it matches the, it just prints it out and it matches the output like Java. So let's make it smaller, let's say. So it's false. So basically it does not implement the, how to say, base over the, it does not replace the previous value, it just keeps that. So if you wanted to keep everything like Java, so like it's also false because it keeps the previous value, that is J with capital, and then so it's fine. And then now if you wanted to see like you know any other methods that is that you wanted to do, for example, you have some spaces. Let me make a Y with the spaces, maybe this one with the spaces, few spaces front, few spaces back. So now we have Z with some spaces. So let's run it and see like Z with variable Z with trim method. So let's see. So what happens? Z dot trim, and then let's see, does it print us? Yeah, it's print us perfectly fine because we have this as a space. Like if you wanted to see without trimming, then output will be different. So without trimming, if you see without trimming, it should be having more spaces. You see here more spaces and here more spaces. Here this is space belongs to here, that is after equals to sign. So I hope it makes some sense and you can explore the string method further, sorry, string class further to do more things and then try to compare and try to take out some substring from it, and do let me know that how you experience it. And if you have any confusion or questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. Thank you so much, guys.